what I got. Yeah. We all got potential. Uh-huh. Yeah. We may not all have money, but we all got potential. Potential to be anything that we can dream. Yeah. So get ready. Here we go. Whoever dreamed that I could be a great example of what man can achieve. If he believes and pursues that dream, in time, potentially, in time, potentially, whoever knew that I could go to any place my heart says so. I'm gonna make it deep inside, I know, in time, potentially, in time, potentially. What you say, throw the old life away, throw it away, 'cause I've got potential to be what I dream, I can see, yeah. I believe I can be, yeah. In time, potentially, in time, potentially. Whoever knew that I could go to any place my heart says so. I'm gonna make it deep inside, I know, in time, potentially, in time, potentially. Nothing is impossible to them that believe, receive, conceive, achieve, and live by the dream. Walk the talk and talk the walk and mean what you say. Throw the old life up. Yeah, I've got potential to be what I dream. I can see it. I believe I can be in time, potentially. Time, potentially. In time, potentially. Oh, in time, potentially. You gotta be patient. In time, potentially. Hey, good people. God bless you. God bless you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to tonight's Blessed Business Coaching Tips with me, your host, Bishop Wayne Malcolm, the Business Bishop, live and direct. Always excited and delighted to be a part of your life and legacy through this ministry. Great to see folks coming on board already. Perhaps you can write in the chat box, let us know who you are, where you're coming in from. And yeah, of course, Tina, God bless you, Tina. Always a pleasure. And yeah, just let us know where you're coming in from. I'm really excited to be a part of your life and your legacy. Certainly want to thank everyone that has subscribed to my channel. And I want to thank those of you that are sharing the content with your friends, your family, your neighbors, your networks. And I want to thank those of you that go ahead and like the post, right? So please, if you like our content, please do like the post. Great to see Charisse coming in from Maryland. Good to see you. And I'm excited. So, we only have about 30 minutes on a Tuesday night. So I'm going to dive in. Hey, John, Atlanta, Georgia. Great to see you. I'm going to dive. How many of you are hungry? Like, are you really hungry? Like hungry for like some heavy revelation. Hey, Nigeria in the building. Listen, if you're hungry, I am going to dive in tonight because we've got some really special stuff to share with you. So let's go. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about the other side of marketing, the other side of marketing. And of course, I'm going to be drawing from the Bible, and I'm going to be drawing from best practice in business. And we are going to perhaps look at the spiritual roots of some of our best practices in the world today. It is my conviction that best practice has spiritual roots. And for those of you that are familiar with our teaching, with our training, we come from a kingdom perspective. And from a kingdom perspective, it is heaven that gives meaning to the earth, and it is the earth that gives expression to heaven. Put otherwise, it is spiritual things that give meaning to material things, and material things give expression to spiritual things. And when it comes to uh, to marketing and best practice in marketing, there really are some spiritual roots, and we're going to dive into that tonight. And if you're excited, let me see your amen in the chat box. So here's the agenda. I'm going to give some context to the concept. I'm going to talk about the two sides of marketing. We're going to deal with success assumptions. I'm going to talk about your ideal customer and how to cast your nets on the other side. Woo and wow. So let's dive right in. So there are two sides to marketing. There are two sides to marketing. When you hear the word marketing, I guess perhaps the most revealing definition is that marketing is everything you do in order to generate a sale. Okay? So without sales, you're not in business. Without customers, you're not in business. And in the end, whatever you set up, whatever you build, whatever you create, it all culminates in sales. And so without sales, you're not in business. And everything you do to generate sales is called marketing. Fundamentally, marketing is the message that you put into the marketplace. It's the message that you send out. And that message, of course, is supposed to attract people to you. That message is supposed to present the irresistible offer. That message is supposed to take people on a journey of transformation, elevation, solution. But that's your marketing. However, I want to make it clear tonight that there are two sides to marketing. Two sides to marketing. Side number one is what you do. What you do. And side number two is what it does. What it does. So what you do is one side of your marketing message, but what it does is the other side of your marketing message. Okay, let me just say that again one more time because I think that's pretty cool. What you do is one side of your marketing message. What it does is the other side of your marketing message. Yeah. And so I'm going to read this passage of scripture from John 21 verses 5 and 6. It reads, "Then Jesus says to them, 'Children, have you any meat?' That means, have you got any food? They answered him, 'No.' He said to them, 'Cast the net on the right side of the ship, and you will find.' They cast, therefore, and now they were not able to draw it for the multitude of fishes." And I think that's powerful. I think it's profound. It's a miracle that happened, that's documented in the New Testament. And yet it's loaded with lessons and packed with principles, and it has metaphoric implications and applications, particularly to the marketing space, because, fishing in the Bible has a lot to do with how we catch people, right? And Jesus said to his disciples at the very beginning of the journey, "Follow me and I'll make you fishers of men." So if you follow me, I'm going to show you how to catch people, okay? And of course, after Jesus ascended into heaven and the Holy Spirit came and filled the early disciples, that was their work. That was their mission, to go out and to cast the net and to catch men for Christ. But according to Jesus, in this particular story, they were fishing, but they were fishing on the wrong side of the boat. They had let down their nets on the wrong side. And what he said to them is, look, the reason why you haven't caught anything, the reason why you don't have any food is because you're fishing in the wrong waters. You are fishing on the wrong side. So he said, look, cast your net on the right side of the ship, right? So go to the other side of the ship, and that's where you're going to find. And when they did cast their net on the right side of the fish, they caught so many fish they weren't able to draw in their nets because of the multitude of fishes. How many of you would be excited, would be really excited, really, really happy if if you made one strategic change to your marketing that took you from having caught nothing to having so many prospects, so many leads, so many customers, so many clients that you literally cannot manage it. You're having to scale now and bring other people on board just to process the demand in your business. And if that would be great for you, if you would like to see that happen, can you shout something in the chat box? Because I think it's the miracle that we all want. I think fundamentally the miracle that we all want is that one idea, that word of wisdom, that strategic shift that takes us from catching nothing to catching more than we can manage. And that's what we see happening in this passage. And I'm going to apply the metaphor to marketing and say that there are two sides to marketing. Side number one is what you do. Side number two is what it does. And guess what? Most people spend most of their time, most entrepreneurs, when they are marketing, they spend most of their time explaining to an audience what they do. Okay, what they do. And this, in box number one, what you are. This is what we are. We're this kind of a company. We're this kind of organization. This is what we do. These are the products we sell. These are the services that we supply. This is what we have to offer. And you're basically speaking about yourself. So we go into the marketplace and we do it with good intention. We do it with good intention. We go in with good intention to try to tell the world about ourselves. So most of our marketing documents, most of our marketing content, most of our posts, most of our websites, most of our adverts are all about us. Who we are, what we do, and what we have to offer. But there are two sides to marketing. Side number one is what we do. Side number two is what it does. And so on the other side of marketing, instead of emphasizing who you are, what you do, and what you have to offer, there is that connection, that rapport that you get to build with the audience by instead focusing on what they want to become, what they want to do, and what they want to have. And when we look at the difference between successful marketers and unsuccessful marketers, there is the distinction on one page. The unsuccessful marketers are busy explaining to the world who they are, what they do, and what they have. The successful marketers are, those who are catching more than they can manage, right? They are busy talking to people about their needs, about their wants, about what they want to have, about what they want to be able to do, and about what they want to become. And the reason why that's the marketing that works is because customers aren't here for you. You are here for them. It's not that they are there for your business is there for them. And it's a very subtle shift, but it is a critical psychological shift in the thinking of an entrepreneur that says, actually, these people are not here to make me rich. These people are not here to enrich my life. These people are not here to make my company big. They don't care about my company. My company is neither here nor there to them. I am here for them. And so since I'm here for them, then I'm going to specialize in what they want to become, what they want to be able to do, and what they want to have. Woo and wow. So once you make that shift in your thinking and you begin to realize that actually there's two sides of the marketing, one is what we do, the other is what it does, and that we need to cast our net on the other side to begin focusing on what it does for others. We need to cast our net on the other side and begin focusing on what it is people want to be, do, and have, rather than who we are, what we do, and what we have. It's understanding that you want to become something, you want to do something, you want to have something. And by simply demonstrating that understanding, you start to build rapport. And as you build rapport, what actually happens is defenses come down and trust goes up, right? Defenses come down and ears open up. Defenses come down and people are more willing to taste and see that it's good because you've demonstrated an understanding of what it is they really want. Because guess what? Whatever it is you are, whatever it is you do, whatever it is you have to offer, people don't really buy products and services. Fundamentally, what we are buying is outcomes, results, and solutions, right? And we're only interested in your products and services in as much as they promise to deliver on our desired outcomes, results, and solutions. It's none of our concern what financial state your business is in. What we're concerned about is our own desires, our own needs, our own wants. And so when someone begins to demonstrate an understanding of what we're really trying to achieve, when they demonstrate an understanding of the hurdles that we're facing on our journey, when they demonstrate an understanding of what it's like to be stuck and to be unable to move forward, then that person gets your attention. So once you kind of make that subtle adjustment, you're now able to make what I call the most important success assumption. This is the most important success assumption for entrepreneurs. And kingdom entrepreneurs, you need to be listening very carefully because there's certain things you need to assume. You need to assume them to be true. You need to feel a certain sense of certainty that this is true as you go in, as you possess your promised land, as you move in the direction of destiny and purpose and greatness. You need to assume something. And here's what you need to assume. You need to assume that people are already looking for you. Woo! Yeah. People are already looking for you. It's not that you have to find the people, because the people are already looking for you. And they're looking for you, cash in hand, ready to buy what you have to offer. People are already looking for you, cash in hand, ready to buy what you have to offer. It's such an important success assumption, and you won't really be able to cast your net on the other side until you know in your heart of hearts that there are people, I'm assigned to them, right? There are people who are already looking for me. There are people who are praying that I actually exist. There are people who are searching, whether it's Google or YouTube, and they're looking for the solutions, the products and services that we bring. You must assume this. Now, who are these people? That's the big question. Who are these people? Well, they are, number one, the people who would most benefit from what you have to offer. They are the people who would most benefit from what you have to offer. So can you describe the person, the organization, the business that would most benefit from what you have to offer? Because if you can describe that person, begin to see that person in your mind and begin to define and detail their characteristics, what's happening is you're building an avatar in your mind. The avatar is important, right? And when I say an avatar, I'm really talking about a depiction or an image of the kind of person that would most benefit from what you have to offer. And the reason it's important that you are clear about who would most benefit from what you have to offer is that you are now able to speak to them about the benefits, about the things that they want to be, do, and have, and about how your solution works for them. Number two, you're looking for people who would value, who are most likely to value what it is you have to offer. In other words, it's important to them. It would benefit them, but it's also important to them. This is really who you're called to. People who would benefit and people who value. And thirdly, it's people who can afford what you have to offer. So the questions here are, who would benefit the most from what you have to offer? Who would value the most what you have to offer? And what kind of person can afford what you have to offer? And if you can answer If you can answer those three questions, you have a strategic advantage when it comes to marketing because you are going to start fishing in the right pool. You're going to start fishing in the right pool. See, the whole problem in our reading was that the disciples were fishing in a pool where there were no fish. There were no fish there. So no matter how good your website, no matter how glossy your brochure, no matter how great your ads, no matter how beautiful your podcasts, your posts, your videos, right? If the fish are not in that pool, then there's no one to pay attention to it. I think you're all familiar with the old saying that if a tree falls in the forest and no one witnesses it, no one is there to see or hear it fall, did it make a sound? And the answer to the question is of no consequence. In other words, yes, it made a sound, but the sound is of no consequence because no one was there to witness it. So sometimes we're fishing in the wrong pool because we haven't taken the time to identify the kinds of people that represent our target audience. It's the people who would most benefit from what you have to offer, the people who most likely to value what you have to offer, and the people who can afford what you have to offer. Now, here's the good news. The good news is that your people are already congregating in pools. Yep, for the first time in history, we literally have buying communities. And when people buy products and services, they congregate. They congregate on Facebook, and in Facebook groups. They congregate on LinkedIn and LinkedIn groups. They congregate perhaps on TikTok. They congregate on Instagram. They congregate on YouTube. They congregate around particular podcasts. They congregate in these areas. They leave reviews. They join forums. And for the first time in history, what we have is these buying communities. These are pools. So if you are going to catch fish, right? If you're going to catch fish, you must fish in the right pool. And here's this little statement that I've made. Take time to know your audience so you can locate where they congregate and know what sort of bait your fish will find irresistible. What I'm saying here is that we often know so much about who we are, what we do, and what we have to offer, and so little about the kind of person that would benefit from that would value that, and that can afford that. And so we have to move to the other side and begin studying people, begin studying your target audience, begin studying the people who would most benefit, most value, and are more likely to be able to afford what it is you have to offer. Okay, moving along swiftly, and I can see that you're all enjoying this because I'm enjoying this. Once you found your fish in their pool, right, letting down your net really means speak their language. You let down, you see, you start marketing on the other side or on the right side when you're speaking their language. The right side of marketing involves creating rapport and connecting with your prospect's deepest aspiration. Now, what do I mean by creating rapport? So when rapport exists, okay, trust is high, defenses are low, communication is easy, it flows, we understand each other, we connect, we click, we gel, and you know when you meet someone for the first time whether rapport is present or not, right? If rapport is not present, we're quite defensive, our defenses are high, trust is very low, conversation doesn't flow very easily, a lot of one-line answers, and it's almost as though we are interrogating each other to figure out where the danger is. That's when rapport is absent. But when rapport is present, we feel like we're in the company of someone who is like us. We feel like we're in the company of someone who can relate to us, who understands us. And rapport is not just something we build one with another, but it's also something that great speakers build with audiences, right? So if you're going to be a great speaker, one of the first things you're going to do is create rapport with your audience. And you create rapport. Some people do it by telling a joke, right? They tell a joke, it breaks the ice. They tell a story that breaks the ice. They'll do something that breaks the ice and lets people know, okay, look, I know I've been introduced with all of these lofty titles, with all of these accolades and all of these achievements behind me, but guess what? I'm one of you. I'm one of you. I'm like you. I understand you. Hopefully now you understand me, and now we can have a conversation. Even though you're on the stage, they're in the audience, you create rapport. Now, why is it important to create rapport and connect with your prospects' deepest aspirations? It's important because we are dealing in this 21st century with a deficit of trust, right? A deficit of trust. We don't trust anyone. Doesn't matter your title. Doesn't matter your office. Doesn't matter your accolades. We don't trust people, okay? And that is characteristic of our generation. It's a skeptical age, and you are guilty until you prove yourself to be innocent. So because we're living in that deficit of trust, if you're going to market on the right side, instead of just hitting people with sales, hitting people with offers, hitting people with who you are, what you do, what you have to offer, what you want to do is build rapport so that your audience understands that you understand them. Your audience understands what you fear, what you hope for, where you've been, where you want to go. They sense that you understand that. So here's how you do it. I've got 4 things listed here. Number 1, don't describe what you have. Describe what they want. Okay? Of course, you're going to have to describe what you have, but not till they know that you understand what they want. So focus on what they want more than what it is you have. Because if they understand that you understand what it is they really want, they're going to be more likely to listen to what it is that you have. Number 2, don't describe your features, describe their benefits, okay? And again, people marketing on the wrong side spend way too much time describing the features of their products and services, their company, their history, their offer, their credibility, all of this stuff. You're spending too much time on your features and not enough on the benefits of your products, services to that end user. Number 3, don't focus on your price. Focus on the value. Because guess what? If the value is big enough, the price will disappear. I'm going to say it again. If the value is big enough, the price will disappear. That is a light bulb moment. Number 4, don't talk about you, talk about them. Demonstrate interest in them. So I think it's Dale Carnegie that wrote the great book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And in it, he identifies this universal need of human beings. And you know what our universal need is? We all need to feel important. We need to feel important. I remember when I first read that, I thought, well, I'm not sure. I don't really need to feel that important. But the opposite of feeling important is feeling insignificant. And none of us want to feel insignificant. So therefore, we all want to feel important. And nothing makes you feel more important than someone listening to you. So even in your sales calls, even in your presentations, it is so much more about asking questions and practicing deep listening so that people feel understood. Because once they feel understood, what's happened? You've built rapport and you've connected with their deepest aspiration. So here's the second assumption, and my time is totally gone. I may have to pick this up again next week. But the second thing you need to assume, if you're going to market on the right side, is you need to assume that this whole thing is a numbers game. It's a numbers game, right? So whatever your sales process, whatever your marketing process, and I've put down a classic process here on this slide. right? You start off with your ads, and your ads lead to visitors who are going to visit your site. The visitor may become a lead if they take advantage of your lead offer. And that lead may become a sale, right, as a result of the presentation that you make. And a customer may eventually become a client. But what you need to do is begin to track the numbers and realize that if you spent £100 that generated 20 visits to your website, and these are numbers I pulled right out of thin air, right? So you spent £100, it brought 20 visitors to your website. And then you realize that 10 of those converted, okay, in that 10 of them took advantage of your lead offer. So 20 people visited the site, 10 people signed up and took advantage of your lead offer. You then begin to track the numbers and realize that 3 of those 10 became a customer for you. 3 of those 10 eventually bought something from you. Could be something small, right? One of your core offers, they bought something from you. And you may find out that only 1 of them goes on to become a client, a long-term business relationship for you. But what you've got now is some really important information. You've got some data here. Because what the data has told you is that for every 20 visitors, there are 10 new leads. For every 10 new leads, there are 3 new sales. For every 3 new sales, there is 1 premium customer, 1 premium client. And therefore, if you want more of something that's working, right? Once you see that, you want to cast your net on the right side. Once you see these figures, you are now able to scale. Because what you now realize is that I can get more conversions, I can get more sales, and I can get more clients by simply increasing what I invest in advertising. Whether you pay for ads, whether it's an organic process that you use that drives visitors to your lead page, you do more of it. Because if you do more of it, you're going to get more conversions. If you get more conversions, you're going to get more sales. If you get more sales, you're going to get more clients. And it now becomes a great numbers game. It's the second most important success assumption. All right, look, I have to go. Why? Because I have a coaching class right after this, and I've got to go into that class. But here's what I'm going to say to you. This very Saturday, I'm teaching my masterclass, epic masterclass, From Wisdom to Wealth. And that masterclass is all about how you can convert your wisdom into generational wealth, how you can turn your passion into profits, how you can turn your ideas into income, how you can turn your experience and expertise into an enterprise, because I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you what modern day philosophers who trade in knowledge and wisdom and advice are doing to generate part-time, full-time, and big-time incomes. And this is it's not a tease class. I'm going to show you how to do it. And I'm going to do that in a 3-hour elite masterclass. Comes with all kinds of other bonuses. You want to go to the website. Where is the website? Well, in the description below this video, look for the Wisdom to Wealth masterclass, and you can go straight there and have a look and join me on Saturday, because it will be transformational for someone. Until then, good people, much love and many, many blessings. Let me play you a little song as we play out. Oh, yeah. I know what you got. You know what I got. Yeah. We all got potential. Yeah. We may not all have money, but we all got potential. Potential to be anything that we can dream. Yeah. So get ready. Here we go. Whoever dreamed that I could be a great example of what man can achieve. If he believes and pursues that dream, in time, potentially, whoever knew that I could go to any place my heart says so. Make it deep inside, I know, in time, potentially, nothing is impossible.